This is an attempt at intimidation by the Trump administration. Joining us now is Democratic House Minority Whip Katherine Clark of Massachusetts. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start with this. You see the threat there, and I'm curious what you think that if you stand and the Democrats are seen as standing in the way of passing this continuing resolution and making sure that the government is funded and there's a government shutdown, that the Trump administration is preparing to fire mass firings, permanent mass firings of federal employees. What do you do with this?
Yeah, let's look at the situation that we have here and how outrageous it is. The President of the United States is saying, I'm going to take away your health care, and if you stand up for that, well, then I'll turn around and lay off people, fire workers. It is definitely, the beatings will continue on working people in this country until morale improves. It is outrageous. And what we are saying to the Republicans in Congress and to the President is that you have made life harder and more expensive for American people. And it starts with fundamentally taking away health care for millions and increasing the price of health insurance for everyone. And we are already seeing hospitals close, nursing homes, halting medical research. We're seeing premium notices coming out on October 1st that are going to be jaw-dropping and devastating for American families. And we're saying, come to the table. Let's talk about a budget that protects health care for Americans. And their answer is, if you don't let us cut their health care, we'll fire more people. That is an outrageous statement against hardworking families in this country.
Let me ask you about health care, and in particular, Obamacare. What will people lose if this resolution goes forward when it comes to Obamacare and tax credits? As we understand it, that perhaps people will see their bills double. And how many people might this affect?
Yeah, this is going to affect millions of people because the situation we have is that the Republicans decided to repeal tax credits that help people afford health insurance. These are proposals and that Democrats put in to help people find care, be able to afford care when and where they need it. And what the Republicans have said is, we're taking that away from them. And the insurance companies have responded by saying, we are going to raise premiums because we know that healthy people will opt out of the ACA because they can't afford these insurance. So people are about to get those notices on new premiums that could be double and upwards, depending on what demographic you're in. This could be, a 93% increase on average. This is an outrageous thing to do to people, and we are just going into open enrollment for the ACA. So we are very worried about the real-time implications of this, never mind what they have done to Medicaid and Medicare, to all the implications of that we are already seeing across the country, hurting rural hospitals first and hardest that are already teetering on the brink. So all of this is what this fight is about. We're saying to the president, to our colleagues, you have to come work with us. And when you are saying we're not meeting with Dems,
the president said he would not meet with Dems, calling you guys all sorts of names.
Who he's really shutting the door on is the American people, who already know they have a healthcare system that doesn't work for them. They are already seeing dramatic increases in prices due to tariffs. They are so worried that their small businesses that also are heavily reliant on the ACA to provide health insurance are going to not be able to keep their doors open. These are the very real things, and that is the response from the president. We're not going to work with you. We are only going to talk to the very wealthiest Americans. We are only going to work to give them tax breaks at the expense of everybody else.
Are you willing to say this one issue when it comes to Obamacare, when it comes to health care, We are going to stand on this issue, and we are going to not make any concessions on this with Republicans, and so the government may shut down. Are you willing to sort of, is this that one issue that you say, we're not moving on this, so shut it down?
Our issue is this. Come to the table. Put the American people's voices, put their health care back into these deliberations. We have a president who claims he loves to make deals, but he will never fight for the American people of this country, who are the ones who keep our economy moving, who are the ones that we need to support in this time. So when he is closing the door on us, he's closing the door on them. And we are here to say, these cuts to health care are unsustainable for American families who are already struggling to provide the basics for their family. Let's come and have a conversation about that. We have laid out that how dangerous these cuts are, the damage they will do to families, to our overall economy. And so let's come and have that negotiation. And this closed door on the American people, and doubling down by saying, if you're fighting for health care, not only am I not going to have that conversation, I am going to turn around and fire massive layoffs of hardworking people. It is an outrageous way to run a government.
Can you give me a yes or no? Are you willing to let the government shut down over this issue when it comes to Obamacare and funding health care for people?
I will tell you, we are not going to support a budget. But when you control the White House, the Senate, and the House, whether or not we shut down is solely a Republican decision. Come to the table, work with us, negotiate, put the American people and their health care first.
All right. Congresswoman Katherine Clark, it is a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Sarah.